Back here on NGW British Wrestling Weekly, time for our main event. And in just a few moments we're going to see the arrival of a man who in recent years has been one of British Wrestling's finest exports, going to Japan and America, all around the world. If you don't believe me that he's one of the best, well, just ask him, he'll tell you himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring at this time, from Melbourne, Worcester, weighing tonight at 200 pounds, this is Mark Haskins.
Dave Bradshaw still here alongside former British heavyweight champion Alex Shane. And Alex, Mark Haskins has had many big matches in recent years, but this one's up there, isn't it?
Well, I think that the thing is for Mark Haskins, he is, as you said, one of the best exports we've had here from the UK scene. But unlike other guys, you know, Adrian Neville is a good example. Will Ospreay, who recently just became a massive star in Japan. There's so many British talents that have really got on to America and Japan and made a name, but Haskins is still plying his trade in the United Kingdom, and you've got to believe he sees this as a big opportunity to rectify that situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent.
Well, to Mark Haskins, the man he's facing tonight is the very embodiment of the American independent wrestling scene, which Haskins feels has shunned him so badly in recent years. This man has been a success all over the United States. He is Sami Callihan.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from London, USA, he is the self-proclaimed bestest wrestler in the world. This is the non-death machine, also winning at 200 pounds, Sami Callihan.
Well, Sami Callihan has faced Mark Haskins a number of times in his career, including, Alex, his very first match in England, and Callihan has won more than he's lost. He feels he has Haskins' number.
Yeah, but the fact remains, Dave Bradshaw, that Sami Callihan has never been in the ring with a version of Mark Haskins who is as frustrated as Mark Haskins is right now, because Mark Haskins really feels that he's been shunned by many wrestling companies around the world. You know, Callihan alluded to it in that video package earlier. Haskins dropped by TNA after he literally gave everything he had. I was there at Wembley Arena when Haskins against Austin Aries went for that shooting star press and landed on his head and was still able to continue the match. I mean, Haskins is a rugged, tough, grizzled young man. He is a veteran in the body of a youngster.
So here we go then, our main event, Haskins and Callihan. Our referee tonight, by the way, Steve Linsky. He's had a bit of a week after last week's main event, the Ultimate Showdown. Linsky facing a lot of criticism for letting that match end by countout.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go on record now, Dave, as saying that I think Steve Linsky made the right decision in counting the men out. You know, it was absolute pandemonium. It was
Really? Think so?
Well, I mean, it was bedlam. You know, British wrestling returning to national TV is one thing, but global television, you want to show a version of British wrestling that has some rules. And look at this. God, Linsky, yeah.
Certainly the bad feeling between Haskins and Callihan boiling over in the opening moments, and well, this is getting ugly.
Really ugly. And look at that for a side headlock.
Vicious headlock by Callihan as they're in the ropes here.
These two, I've been around both of them and they are very competitive, and I got a feeling we may have one hell of a main event on our hands.
Yeah, and as these two are trying to almost literally rip each other apart, Linsky's not actually getting in there very much, is he?
I think Linsky has listened to a lot of the criticism, because it wasn't just from the wrestlers, it was from the fans as well. And look at that, shoulder tackle, nip up, smooth, big kick there by Haskins, and straight over, headlock, leg scissors. God, Dave, this one's going to blow me up as a commentator.
Haskins proving there why he is the talent that he says he is.
Wow.
Callihan with that wry smile there.
And Haskins is like a serpent, Dave. He is cold-blooded and he moves slow and slick. You know, look at Haskins. He knows that he has got Sami Callihan right where he wants him, and that's in an NGW ring, a ring in which Haskins has dominated over the last couple of years here in the British wrestling scene.
Well, Haskins may have won the physical exchange here. Sami Callihan may be playing some mental games with that handshake, although Haskins having none of it.
Look at that waist lock there. Callihan and reverses, as does Haskins.
Quick fire reversals by both men. Neither man allowing his opponent to have the upper hand for even a second. It's almost a pride thing more than it is a strategy thing.
Whoa, right, look at that. Talk about quick as a cat. Haskins lands on the apron. Agility like a cat, but keep your eye on Sami Callihan. Whoa.
Springboard lariat there. Callihan, oh God! Between the middle and bottom rope, putting his body on the line, and Haskins went straight into that crowd barrier.
Wow. The speed in which Callihan hit, and look at
Haskins, oh my God! It's like a game of one-upmanship, but with the highest stakes imaginable. Both men putting their bodies on the line.
Could you have imagined that this match... Whoa.
Callihan! Good God! These two are going to break each other.
My Lord, I honestly... Yeah, listen to this.
Yeah, the crowd showing their respect for the efforts of these two men early on.
What's that replay?
I think Haskins' head hit the steel there.
These guys showing absolutely no regard. And watch this final one from Callihan here, Dave. Look, he didn't. Wow.
Well, that time Haskins' head definitely hit the steel. Haskins may be concussed, and you see how long he's taking to get to his feet.
You give men like Haskins and Callihan a global platform, Dave, and this is what you're going to get.
Callihan lining Haskins up for something. Here he comes, and a big chop across the chest of the star attraction.
Well, we spoke about the frustration of Haskins, but let's talk about the frustration of Callihan. This guy, many people believed he was going to make a huge name in NXT, and it didn't quite work out. And this guy is like a wrestler possessed. Look at the look in his eyes, Dave. This is scary to watch.
Intensity personified. Sami Callihan, again, for the second time in less than a minute, lining up Haskins. And gone through the crowd barrier that time. Haskins already 3 different times as his head hit the steel.
Dave, referee Steve Linsky, because of last week's main event and the criticism he received, I think he's standing back and letting this one go on purpose.
I don't know. I think it's a good thing, isn't it? If Linsky is listening to the feedback from the fans and letting this one flow a bit more, that's got to be for the good.
But at what cost, Dave Bradshaw? These are two men with human and breakable bodies, and if they continue at this rate, things are going to get bad. Oh, what's going on now?
It looks like they are continuing at this rate. Callihan doing a lap of the ring. What's he thinking? Oh, Callihan walked straight into a super kick by Haskins. And what Callihan was just planted on the ring apron.
Oh, and now Linsky's got the count on. Dave, somebody needs to do something because this one is getting dangerous and dangerous fast.
Haskins, that evil smirk on his face as he chops Callihan to the floor. A veteran move there to stop the count and restart it.
Yeah, and Linsky looked frustrated at that, as he should be, because if something bad happens on his watch 2 weeks in a row, Linsky might not be coming back.
Where are they going? Where is Haskins taking Callihan?
What?
Into an abdominal stretch.
Oh, he's telling Linsky to count. Why is he telling Linsky's got a count on?
What is Haskins doing?
Man, I've never seen anything like this in 20 years of wrestling, Dave. I'm confused, and look at the brute. He's at 4.
Callihan is fading. Callihan might be passing out from the pain of that abdominal stretch.
Now I see what he's doing, Dave.
Haskins happy to win this by count.
No way. Oh my God. That is a smart move. Callihan's not moving.
Haskins. Oh, now Callihan's moving. Is there time? Is there time? Yes, there is. Just.
Whoa, could you imagine if our main event would have ended like that?
2 countouts in a row, that would have been another bad week for Linsky.
For sure. And we knew, Dave, that these two were going to give you of their soul. But we are only 5 minutes in, and have you ever seen a 5 minutes like this, Dave?
Yeah, they come out all guns blazing from the very beginning. Haskins with the leapfrog and now a snapmare takedown on Callihan. Oh, drop kick into the face.
And you heard that. I mean, you heard that. A drop kick in the face, and it was flush in the face. Linsky down, just a 1.
Now, I'm not sure if Steve Linsky did call a disqualification or a count out, that these two would stop fighting. Such seems to be the intensity of the hatred between them tonight.
These two men, Dave, have given their entire lives. They have sacrificed their bodies for a career in professional wrestling. And in many circles, different circles I hasten to add, these two men are considered quite underrated. And they know with 36 countries tuning in to watch this match, they are going to leave everything on the table. Everything's going to go all out, Dave. This is getting scary to watch.
Haskins stomping on the hand there of Sami Callihan. Certainly no sportsmanship on display from the star attraction. As Haskins sends Callihan into the ring post, we've got to take a commercial break. Haskins in control of Callihan as NGW British Wrestling Weekly continues. We'll be right back. We are back on British Wrestling Weekly during the break. Mark Haskins taking control against Sami Callihan after pushing him into that ring post before the break, Alex.
Yeah, and you could see Haskins there, went for that belly to back suplex. Haskins blocked it, and watch this, Dave. Oh, I've seen him do that before multiple times, and you know what Haskins is building up for, don't you?
Of course, that armbar, the star armbar, one of Haskins' signature moves, maybe hoping to get a submission out of his American opponent tonight.
And Haskins is just a machine, and I mean a machine in the squared circle. This guy's been wrestling since he was a teenager, and now he has developed into one of the most proficient wrestling technicians in the United Kingdom today. In fact, scrub that, in Europe today.
Now you see Haskins wrapping his whole body around Callihan and his arms around the chin, trying to cut off the circulation, cut off the oxygen to the brain.
And Steve Linsky, you know, we spoke about him before the commercial break. Yeah, Linsky's right in there now, because the last thing he's going to want to do is be in a situation where he is remembered for two main events in a row that went down the wrong way. I mean, you know, everybody wants to see an epic showdown, but at what cost, Dave? That's the question.
Well, while you were talking there, Alex, the match nearly ended because if Callahan's hand had gone down for a third time, the referee would have stopped it.
Yeah.
Wow, God. Meanwhile, though, Callihan, from the brink of defeat, possibly mounting a comeback here.
But I tell you what, if there's one thing that we've learned about Callihan, even if you've just tuned in and watched him for the first time in this contest, this guy, there's nothing that's going to stop him. I can't imagine what would stop Sami Callihan in this contest.
Well, that's the conundrum that Mark Haskins has to work out. Callihan raises the boot as Haskins charges in. Callihan off the ropes, goes for the pin. The strength of Callihan. Powerbomb into the corner on Mark Haskins. Well, if you're enjoying our main event, we're going to tell you about next week here on NGW British Wrestling Weekly. Our main event is an open challenge from the NGW Tag Team Champions, Britain's biggest tag team, Styx and Colossus Kennedy.
Wow, talk about a big main event on next week's show, Britain's biggest tag team. But we're in the middle of an epic showdown now, and look at the eyes, and look at the face of determination displayed by Sami Callihan.
It's so back and forth between these two. Haskins, when we came back from the break, looked like he was on the brink of finishing this off. And now look at him, cowering in the corner. Callihan looking to end it. Callihan off the rope and a knee into the face, into the temple of the star attraction.
If I was Richie West and the rest of the control, I would be very concerned about my stablemate, because Nathan Cruz made that challenge for NGW Team Warfare at the end of last week's show, and at this rate, Mark Haskins won't be fit enough to compete.
That's right, if the control loses to Team NGW in that big upcoming match, then the control will have to disband as Haskins goes to the ropes again. He's caught him, caught Callihan. Haskins into a suplex.
And he rolled through, Dave, look at this.
And now half grab by Haskins. And Callihan, I don't think, is within reaching distance of the ropes.
Oh, and Haskins dragged him back. And how fast is Mark Haskins?
And now look at him sit back, and not only sitting back, but twisting the knee. Callihan counters into a pin, and only two.
That was a desperation attempt by Callihan.
It worked though. It broke up the submission hold, right?
Oh!
Taking out Haskins' legs from underneath him there, Callihan.
And Callihan now, what's he going for?
Callihan is gesturing to the crowd. Big sit-out powerbomb by Sami Callihan, but it's not enough.
Dave! Oh, Dave!
What's this? He's got him! Oh, he's got him! In that stretch muffler! Stretch muffler by Callihan on Haskins!
Where did that come from, Dave? Sami Callihan. It's almost like that powerbomb was just a prelude to what we're seeing now. And
he's keeping Haskins guessing, right? Haskins gets to the ropes, but he thought he was being pinned, then straight into the submission. Haskins doesn't know where he is.
And look at Haskins stretching out his leg there. But watch Callihan here. He had it in mind right from the beginning.
Didn't even wait for the kick out, went straight into the submission.
And Haskins now is finding out that he is in the ring with a submission specialist in the same league as himself. And that, Dave, is a big deal if you're Mark Haskins.
On agility, completely evenly matched. On technical skills, completely evenly matched. Haskins and Callihan in an incredible main event.
And they're still not done, Dave. They are still not done. Look at that. Well, you're talking about how evenly matched they are, and now they're matching each other almost move for move. Oh!
Boot to the face, reciprocated by Haskins, and Callihan spins round. God, the pace here is frenetic.
And they're still going. What's it going to take? Oh!
Well, both men took each other out.
Listen to this crowd, Dave, at the whole City Hall. They are seeing world-class wrestling at its very best here in your main event of NGW British Wrestling Weekly. Wow.
Look at this replay. Look at the speed of this action, this exchange between these two men. Unbelievable.
And referee Steve Linsky at a 6.
If neither man can make it to his feet by the count of 10, this will be a draw, and we don't want that. Both men are up just in time. And what have they got left in the tank? Again! A stalemate between these two.
A double crossbody. And I tell you, right now we've reached a point where the only thing that may stop one of these two men is absolute physical exhaustion.
Either that or a mistake. You've got to think if one of them makes a major error, that could be the opening that the other one needs.
Dave, the ultimate mistake right now could be carrying on for either of these two men. They have invested so much of themselves into this match that they may stop at nothing. Callihan up first.
Callihan with a forearm to the face. And again, like you say, Alex, total exhaustion. Haskins goes down, but only briefly.
And referee Steve Linsky, you know, we've mentioned him a few times now, but he's going to have to stay in close because at some point, one of these, Callihan can hardly stand. And,
where is Haskins get the energy from? And where did Callihan get the wherewithal to counter from?
Sudden rush of energy, look at that. Dave.
Haskins rolls through into a sharpshooter maybe.
Dave, it's one of his finishing moves. We've seen him win with this on TV before, and he has got Sami Callihan in the centre of the ring.
But does he though? Does he? Callihan is countering. Callihan with 2 kicks to the face, and now Callihan with a move of his own. Into a crossface almost here.
God,
it's an STF now. STF as he hooks the legs around now.
That's got to be all. Look how far back. Haskins is arching, the spine is being stretched. The and now across the face. Every submission attempt. And you see Haskins there taking the arm of Callihan away, and this crowd screaming for attack.
That might be round the throat. Haskins counters. And did he? No, only 2. Haskins with a drop kick. He always struggled to keep his grip on that submission hold. So much sweat now in there as well. That's a factor.
But what toll did that take? Callihan rolled through.
Callihan rolls through into a pin, but only gets a 2. And boot to the back of the head.
My Lord!
Nothing fancy about that.
That was hard to watch. And now, what's he got here? Dave, what's he going for here?
Callihan with Haskins.
It looks like it's a setup for that cradle tombstone pole driver that he finished it.
You're right.
Dave, if he hits this is all.
Look at this. Look at the way Callihan hits the tombstone. He can break a neck
Sami
like that.
Callihan wins, and my God!
I cannot believe that Haskins kicked out. How did he do that?
My God! I have never seen anybody kick out of that. And Haskins, look, face to face, nose to nose.
It is adrenaline alone that is keeping these two going.
This crowd saying this is awesome, but this is past the point of awesome. This has gone somewhere completely different.
Callihan with what's that now? 4 kicks to the head in a row. Oh, Haskins putting Steve Linsky in harm's way. Haskins off the rope.
What's he going?
He rolls through.
It's a setup for his Death Valley driver, and he hits it, and you know where he's going to go.
Into the star armbar, Haskins. Star armbar by Mark Haskins.
Somewhere in the realm, oh my God, Callahan's tapped.
is Sami Callihan.
Well, the experts expected an incredible main event, but this crowd are on their feet in the whole City Hall because it surpassed all expectations. But it was this, with the star armbar, that Sami Callihan tapped out and Mark Haskins picked up a big, big win.
Well, speaking of big, let's not forget next week's main event, the NGW Tag Team Championship Open Challenge. Styx and Colossus Kennedy put the titles on the line. So join us then on NGW British Wrestling Weekly.